Freedom. 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 It's the word that unites us as a movement. We are the freedom movement. We are fighting to restore our freedoms.
Hi, I'm Tom DeWeese. You know, Agenda 21 is massive. It affects every aspect of our lives and is being enforced at every level of government, from international to local. No city, town, or rural area has escaped at least some part of Agenda 21 policy. And I know many of you are discouraged, intimidated as you realize how massive it is and how much of it has already been enforced. You ask, how can it possibly be stopped? How can your little contribution be effective? What do you do? Well, I've been in the thick of this fight since the beginning, more than 20 years ago. I've suffered massive defeats, ridiculed for my efforts, even shunned by some of my associates for taking up the Agenda 21 battle. I've watched as Americans have lost their jobs, their land, and their hope. I've held the hands of the victims, and I've become enraged at this destruction of the American promise of freedom. So, over the past few years, I have focused on a way to beat them and to stop Agenda 21. I made it my resolve to do everything possible to stop Agenda 21 in 2014. And guess what? I've discovered that Agenda 21 has a weakness. There's a kill spot. And now I'm doing everything possible to teach activists across the country to effectively exploit that weakness. When I speak across the nation, I get the whole audience involved now, and I teach them new ways to stand before their elected officials and be heard. Even some of those well-worn, grizzled activists who have been on the front lines suddenly perk up as I tell them my simple approach to this massive issue. I have never had more energy and excitement in my audiences. I want to get this message in front of activists in every American community. When they say they won't sign it, then you need to have a whole bunch of people say why. Everybody say why.
Why?
Say it again.
Why?
Say it again.
Why?
That's the way your county commissioner meetings need to sound. And when you do that, when you have that kind of energy behind it, they are going to hide. There is no way those self-proclaimed stakeholders are going to stand up to such an assault. But that's what you've got to do. You go in by yourself. You gotta go in with power. Many of you know what Agenda 21 is, but you need to know what to do about it. And my new approach will give you that information. So I want to come to your community to share these new tools and tactics. To get things started, please go to my website address as it's on your screen right now and fill out the questionnaire. Tell me about your group, its size, and perhaps include a few details about what you're facing right now against Agenda 21. My staff will get back to you and we'll get the ball rolling. Now, I announced a couple of months ago that 2014 was the year I want to end the threat of Agenda 21, and I mean it. And we can do it if we work together in an effective way. I have a plan to help make that happen. You just need to get me there to teach your people how to do it. Thank you. If we can preserve freedom in our communities and in our states, then we can preserve it as a nation. The future of freedom depends on your commitment to preserve it. Thank you.